Well, hello guys, and welcome to KU 24/7 News. Today we are privileged to have our guests at this show today, and it's been very grateful that we have you today in our show. And we have Miriam with us here, and she takes a course in psychology in the peer counselors in Kenyatta University. Miriam, can you please tell us something about psychology?
Oh, okay. Thank you. She has introduced me. I'm Miriam. I'm a student at Kenyatta University second year. I'm taking a Bachelor of Arts in Counseling Psychology. And basically, what I can say about psychology is as we are today, we want to talk about why we have so many suicidal cases, especially in the university students. It all comes back to the mental health. That's the psychological part of a person, because we know we have the physical being, the emotional, the spiritual, and now the psychological part of it. And if one of them is not in unison, working together for the betterment of the person, then we can say the person is mentally perturbed, and also which leads to psychological disorders that may distract them from the normal lifestyle, that the engagements of the things they're doing. Here, as we are talking about the students in campuses, basically the academic part is always, it suffers a lot, because when you are psychologically not well, that means your mind will not concentrate on what you're doing. That's the academics, and that's the major thing that we are seeing. It's really the plot to the academic life of students. Mostly, if I can remember certain article I was going through in that from 2018, it was even the government had to recognize that the cases are really rising up, because that only that year 12 students took their lives. And what I want to start talking about is that we have been having the major cause of it, the root cause I can say that pushes someone to commit suicide is the depression is where it comes from, like a shock, comes to the stress, excessive one now, and then it develops to become depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, just to inform you, today's topic is mainly as to why there is a rise in suicides in most universities. We've noticed that we are losing a lot of students to suicide, and it's not like it's being understood by the students in the university as to why suicide is the main thing here. But I'd really wish to get you guys understand this from Miriam, who's just like a good psychologist and a good peer counselor. Would you like tell us something like about psychology, like what are some of the causes of psychology?
Some of the psychological causes, like for someone to commit suicide, as I stated earlier, is one of them is depression, which, as I stated, starts from a shock, then goes to extreme stress. You know, in normal lifestyle of a person, you will get stressed about something, but when this extreme that develops and becomes now a psychological disorder, which is depression, which leads to someone trying to get out of it now to just elevate that what they're going through. It becomes the only solution to deal with that is committing suicide or annihilating themselves. And I can say what the cause is that leads to depression, because it doesn't just come like that. Majorly, we can look at the campus, the university students. The major cause that I've been seeing and researching and knowing that what is causing more suicidal cases is the trauma arising from the broken relationships, the romantic relationship, where you find a young man or a young woman was in a relationship and it never worked the way they wanted, because when you get into a relationship, there's this major part of investment, the financial investment, the emotional investment, the attention and everything that you invest in that, and now when it ends up not working, then this person feels like I've given a lot. Especially for men, they invest a lot in ladies, like I've invested a lot and I can't see myself like this person leaving, and then I'm not going to be with them, meaning like the only thing they find like the only solution and option is to commit suicide, and that is not good. One thing, as I will be stating, we just giving like something that an option like someone can do in that, like get into a relationship just as a student, because it's something that we cannot avoid. It's happening and it's real, not only in our country, in many other countries, and I was even outside countries, we are seeing that happening. Students committing suicide in their dorms and all hanging themselves. It's that when you get into a relationship, at the first point of it, just define what you are going to into there. Is it a short time thing that you want? The simple hookups.
Yeah.
So that when at the end of the day, when it breaks, I knew what it was, where it was leading. So do not get into a relationship and then for you are in your mind, you have figured like it's going to lead to marriage and all that, whereas your partner is like, this is a seasonal thing. So from the beginning with your partner, define what you have, define what you want with that relationship. And as much as I want, we talk about is that before you get into a relationship with someone, understand who they are. Are you visionary compatible, emotionally compatible? Because the major thing that links people together in a romantic relationship is the love.
Yeah.
Does this person, or are you giving and you're not receiving back?
Yeah.
And that's what I can say. Like, we be careful as young people what we are engaging ourselves into. Do not expect too much from another person. Again, in the relationship, do not expect for the other person to complete you. So that when it comes to a point where the relationship does not work, that's why we see these people getting into starting to nurse suicidal thoughts, and they end their lives there. And another thing is that I will say that leads to depression is that the lack of support system. Majorly, you can say young people when they're growing up, like with the economy right now, with the lifestyle, that parents do not have time for their children to sit them down, give them the life skills that when these emotions overwhelm us, we are supposed to deal with this because we have the knowledge and not ignorant. But now you end up finding this young person, let's say now the freshmen joining now campus, like it's the first time they're having extreme freedom. Like, I can get into this now. It's the first time that they're experiencing rejection from someone they told that we work with them, love them and all that. That lowers the esteem, leading to a person going to denial. When a person goes to denial, like it has not happened, meaning the depression is kicking in and all that. Most of the time you find that they don't want to talk out. And I come to a point where even when you go to research and the many people who are committing suicide compared to female and male, female, most of them try, but they're not successful.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the people who end up successfully committing suicide in high numbers are male gender. Why? It comes to a point where the societal world expectations that we have given these young men, that when it comes to these matters, mental health and all that, like a man should stay strong. How can you go to confess to someone like, I'm stressed, things are not working good, things are not okay? It's the societal, like the tag that we have for men, they are to be strong this way. And this has led to young men like committing suicide. And what I can say, as much as we are championing for the good way of the female gender, we should also see that we also need male gender, that their needs, their grievances, what they're going through, to be voiced out there. And also, we avoid this mental stigmatization that we have in the society. At the end of the day, we are the people who create this stigma that prevents people from speaking about the mental health. Now we say like, this person, when they say like we're mentally ill, for us we start saying, oh, this person is insane. It's to be mentally ill is not to be insane. It's a point where you need help, you need to talk. There's much you can accumulate that cannot stay within, and once you allow it, it will poison your mind, it will poison your system, and it comes to a point where you want to elevate that, is killing yourself. And another thing I will say with campus students mostly is
and just before you continue, I think guys you'll agree with me when Miriam says that it's women who get through depression because they usually cry out. By the girls do cry out, they'll cry and they'll say the way you paint them or you hurt them, they'll come and want to do revenge. But for men, it's the society that I feel like it pins them down with that idea of, you're a man, why are you crying?
You're not
where are you going to
expected
do
to show
that?
tears.
You can proceed.
Yeah, thank you. And also, on to add on that, what you have said, it comes to a point where the women, they're so social. Like when they meet 2 or 3, they talk out life how it has been, and you find they are going, like it's said, like problem shared is half served.
Solved, yeah.
For men, like they don't want to talk about it, and as we have seen our generation, most of our relationship on social media, like you posted your best moments and all there.
Yeah.
Now you don't have, so your friends know like you're doing good from what they're saying on the social media.
Yeah.
The social media pictures, like you're doing well, and you don't have now the audacity or the courage to tell them like it's not working,
Yeah.
it's not okay, things are not. So you end up like the only thing, I don't want the shame, I don't want
Yeah,
all
and
the judgment from friends and all that.
yeah, I think boys do pin themselves down in that, because you find at a place where a boy has been left by a girl, or
Yeah.
like they have a situationship in the relationship,
Yeah.
and then you'll find the boy, without going to discuss it with other boys and finding solutions to it, he'll be quiet with it, with the thought that if I tell them,
Yeah.
they'd look at me like I'm a loser, I'm a
Yeah.
weakling, and I feel like that should change. What do
Yeah.
you feel about that?
I think we have to come to as I said earlier on, that we have to empower both genders. We know that at the end of the day, we have them released to the world where they have to start their own lives, and if we have not impacted something into them, that we carry them through all their life, that we are not going to be there for them.
Yeah.
That means they cannot stand up for themselves. I mean, it's something that has to change from the society itself. We are the society that we come out condemning suicidal cases that are rising, but we are the same people who are instigating it through our works of, let me say, the actions that we do and the expectations that we give. Let's allow these young people to grow.
Yeah.
Alongside these young women we are nurturing.
Yeah, so let me ask, what do you think like are some of the major solutions that you think if we could give these students, these comrades, they'll see it as like a potential of removing them from the stigmatization and all the depression, pinning them all down? What do you think is like one main solution, or even 2 or 3, that can help students who are depressed? And I feel like they need to know this, like they just don't know, or maybe they know and they ignore, but let's just remind them. They said remind them even if they know. Please tell us.
One thing I can say is that it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
It's very okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
The thing is that once you're in denial, there's no way you're going to solve this problem that you are denying that you are not in. The first thing that for a person, and aside from depression or any challenging situation a person finds themselves that it's so hard for them to deal with, the first thing is to do is that accept that you have a problem, you need assistance, you need help. And I can say for
So the first step is to accept.
Acceptance, like it does exist, because you can't start solving that which you don't believe it does exist.
So from acceptance, what next?
Acceptance. From there we say that since depression, it has come to a point where you cannot control it yourself, reach out to people.
Yeah.
Especially I will say I believe that in every university is this wellness wing that deals with imparting assisting students to cope up with depression. Like let's say in our Kenyatta University we have the wellness wing directorate that deals with helping students to cope with their mental health and all that. And also we have the peer counselors project and the wellness directorate that deals with assisting the students to come out of depression. So after you have accepted, reach out. Speak out. At the end of the day, you need this assistance you cannot get. We have professionals here within our school. We have I'm actually part of the peer counselors. We are there just to help. We are the investment that has been done in us to make us become that peer counselor, that qualified and certified is not to go to waste. Like reach out. I will say just reach out. Do not doubt with that which you're going through, because one thing that can kill a person is the silence and trying to deny that things are okay when they are not okay.
Yeah, so you guys just heard this very clearly. I think you guys should start accepting that you're not okay. And just as you guys heard it, it's okay not to be okay. And please accept that you are in pain, accept that you are damaged, accept that you are spoiled, accept that deep inside you're hurting. Stop faking till you make it. You won't make it, you're going to be stuck. And that is us today from KU 24/7 News. Take it up and continue being with us. Follow us more on suicides and follow Miriam more. Please tell us, where can we get you more?
Oh, you can get me on Facebook. I'm just Miriam Mokaya there. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We're out.